Okay. All right. Hey guys. This video is about Google Analytics. I'm not going to go over the other things I went over in the last couple of videos, but I do want to say that there's something new if you have not turned on analytics yet. Okay. So if you're just now turning on analytics, let's say you've never even set it up before. I just want to preface this really quick to let you guys know what it is. Let me find the thing. Okay, here we go. All right. So just so you know, when you start to set up your analytics, like if you do it today, it's going to have a new version. Okay, and I didn't go over that in the last one because there wasn't an update. You want universal analytics. You don't want the default thing. You don't need that. And it's going to be confusing. So what you do when you are creating your new account is you're going to click, I have this it's just the support page for analytics. And when you go to create it, show advanced options, and then click on create universal analytics property. Okay. I just wanted to call that out because it's new, and like I said, the default thing, y'all don't need that. It's silly. Okay. All right. So in my last couple of videos, I went over like the site content and how to look at the pages and that kind of stuff. Today, I know I wanted to go over demographics because a lot of you have had questions about it. In this screen, I'm viewing just all MCOM sustainment, but when you view it, it'll just be your website. Now, the first thing you need to do is you're going to go down to Audience, Demographics, Overview. And the first time you click on this, it's going to tell you that there's no data available and that you have to turn it on, because you have to turn on demographics. So just follow the steps where it says, turn it on, I think you have to go into the admin, but make sure you turn it on. Now, you're not going to see anything in this screen for probably about a month. So, just give it time, let it all set and all that kind of stuff. But just so you know, it doesn't turn on by default. You have to turn it on yourself, okay? Now, the next thing is that I wanted to tell you like where this stuff comes from. So whenever someone is logged in on a browser, either by default or whatever, they've already set up their Google account, right? And a lot of people, do use their real birthdays and that kind of stuff, or they're pretty general, at least the same year. And they've already given up all this information to Google themselves. So we're not like stealing this information. This is like, people, Google knows that I'm 33. Yeah, I think so. So just want to preface that. Now, when you go to the overview, you're going to see first your age. Okay, so it looks like the majority of people who are viewing the sustainment websites are in between the ages of 25 and 34. And then we've got the gender over here, which is female and male. That makes sense because, most of the Army is male. But I wanted to bring your attention to this up here. So do you guys see how I've got the date right here? And it's like literally just the past month. You can make this as big as you want. Like if you want it to be like the last 6 months, the last year, or whatever. You're not going to see much of a change here right now because like I said, I just turned on the demographics for MCOM sustainment just a couple of months ago. But I just wanted to call that out because it's like all the way over here, you're not going to be able to see it very well. But you can break down the age, gender, all kinds of things, guys. Now, because there is so much in Google Analytics, there's no way for me to go over everything. And at some point, I know you guys are going to have a specific question from your Garrison commander or something like that. So I wanted to tell you that when you're looking up how to do things for Google Analytics, these are the best resources. So I searched Google Analytics in YouTube, and you see all these people? You don't want them. You don't want these people. You don't want anybody except Google. Mostly because almost all of the Google Analytics stuff on YouTube is based off of sales. And that's not what we do, right? Like, we're like an information platform. So you're always going to, you see this right here where it says the author and it says Google Analytics. That's what you want. You want all these look right here, these white things, that's what you want. And I mean, they have, come on, hey. You know, they have like tons of videos, guys. And I'm telling you, it took me a long time to figure out as little as I know about Google Analytics. So, I mean, because there's just a lot, you know, there's a lot of things you can do. But so this is the overview. And you can kind of look at your general population here. But let's talk about when it comes to something specific. So I think Rosie had asked me, you know, like, what is the age of the people who are viewing like my ID cards and Dears page? Okay, so let's answer that question. What is the most popular age range of people who are viewing, you know, the ID cards and Dears page? So this is what you're going to do. You're going to go over here to behavior and then site content, all pages. All right. Then in this, you're going to find the page you're looking for. So let's just pretend that it's this one. Okay, so this is the Belvoir ID cards and Dears page. So you're going to click on that. All right. So it's going to give me like the page views and all that kind of stuff, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to click on secondary dimension, go down here to users, and click age. It's thinking so hard. Okay, I'm gonna close this so you guys can see more. Okay, so what this is saying is, because we're sorted by page views, right? The most popular age range that viewed the ID cards and Dears page was 25 to 34. The second one is 35 to 44. Now you can, you know, ASIN and DSIN and that kind of stuff, but that's how you would figure that out. You know, you see it right here. Now, whenever you're trying to figure out something for a specific page, this is also where you're going to go. All right. So let's do, let me go to, oh no, wait, I got to refresh it. Oh, come on. No, I don't want to click that. Okay. You can't just click secondary dimension again. It's gonna like add to it. So, because if you clicked secondary dimension and clicked something else again, it would be like, if I clicked age and then gender, it would add gender to the age. Does that make sense? So it would break it down by age, by gender. So I just wanted to call that out also, because it's not like obvious when you're looking at it. Okay. That's behavior flow. We're going to go back to all pages. Okay. Then we're going to go back to ID cards and Dears. And I want you guys to check out all of these secondary dimensions, okay? So you can figure out like your users, like, you know, where they live, their gender, what type of device they're using. You can check out like the time that they're viewing this page, you know, all kinds of stuff. Okay, but there's a lot of words in here, so let me go over a few of them. Okay, and open back up. All right. So we know what audience is, right? It's the people who are viewing your website. But this is all about them. All right. So let's just go down to like technology, right? Technology is more of like desktop, And this is going to tell us like what browsers people are using to view all of MCOM sustainment. So it looks like most people view all of the MCOM sustainment stuff like Picatinny and all that using Chrome. And that's probably because either that's what's on government, laptops, and it's just also very popular. Now, when I see Safari, that means that that's a bunch of iPhone users, right? Or Mac users, because but that's everybody viewing it in this. Now, why do you think Edge and Internet Explorer are way up here, even though they're really old, terrible browsers? It's because that's what the browser is on government laptops. So, just think about it like that, Now you can check out the mobile, right? You can see, okay, what kind of devices are people using? Now, this stuff might not be as important to you like at first, but this is going to tell you a lot more about your users and a lot more about your website. So the first thing I want to say is that when I'm looking at all of MCOM sustainment, I see way more desktop than mobile. These numbers, well, I guess it's 56 to 40. When I see desktop and mobile, that stuff should really be at least 50-50, okay? You want at least 50% of your users viewing your website on mobile because you're an information website, right? And I have a feeling that a lot of people are not viewing the websites on mobile, probably because they're not popping up high enough in the Google results, or they're not mobile friendly. They're going to it and it's not working for them. So just so you know, that's what your goal should be. I mean, especially, maybe not sustainment, but definitely like a readiness place, you're going to want a lot, if not more, of your views to be mobile. Okay, now the next one is acquisition, which is how are you acquiring people viewing your website? Okay, so let's go to the overview, and this is going to tell you a lot about the other work you guys as public affairs officers do and if it's actually working or not. Okay, so this is just the overview, right? We've got organic search, that means someone just type it into Google. Direct, which means they had a link right to it. Okay, so either via email or something like that. Referral means that it came from another website. So, if someone had a link to your page from another one, that would be it. And then social is what you think it is. It's social media. So you can click on this. And I can see that out of all of the social media, out of all of the people who went from social media to a IEW sustainment website, almost all of them were from Facebook. So, unless you guys are trying to push Twitter, I think this looks good for you guys. So that makes sense. And when you're viewing this just for your website, hopefully that will be one of the top ones if that's what you're trying to push, because I know you guys are all over Facebook all the time. So I used to watch the public affairs officers do that, and I can't even, I can't even deal with that. So you can also check out the source or the medium. And these are like the different types of browsers and things that people are using. Now this one, you see this how it says m.facebook source of referral and all that kind of stuff? Okay. When it says Facebook m.facebook, L and all that kind of stuff, that means that the person clicked on a link in Facebook, but Facebook held on to them in a browser. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you click on something in Facebook and it's like a website, it doesn't actually go to your browser. It doesn't open Chrome on your phone. It just stays in Facebook because, they're watching. But that's what that means, just so you know. Okay, let's see. Most people use this to figure out where to put ads for their website. but you're going to use this to figure out where are my users coming to, and, you know, honestly, if there's another place that you should be working on, you know what I mean? Okay, now Search Console is going to be another totally different video, but let's go down to behavior. Now you can get the overview and all that kind of stuff, and honestly, I wouldn't worry about the behavior flows. Like I said, I always use the all pages, and I go over that in the other video. But I want you to check this out. All right. So you guys know how, you know, the websites are always going slow, right? And it kind of sucks, but it definitely sucks more and is slower when you're making edits to the pages, right? Well, if you want to check out exactly what's happening to your users on the public side, this is where you would go. So Rock Island Arsenal, let's see the time. Average page load time increased by 27.5% in the last, what am I viewing? Week. You know, like, that sucks. But for some reason, Detroit, well, it's a lot smaller, but the load times for Detroit were better. So you can come over here and look to see exactly how long your users are waiting to, like, for a page to load. So I just wanted to give you guys that in case you ever needed to explain something or whatever. I just wanted to call that out because it's, you know, then it's not just you saying it takes forever, if that makes sense. Okay. Other than that, besides all of the acquisition and the audience and stuff like that, you can dive deep into all kinds of things. If you just keep on clicking this and exploring, you will figure it out, right? I just want to remind you that every time you click on a secondary dimension, you're adding to it. So you have to go back, click something else, and refresh the page because, you know, obviously you don't want to add to it. And then always remember that you're clicking this to change the time frame. Now, when you're trying to figure out if your page views have increased, that's when you're going to need this, right? So, like, I would always do at least 6 months where it's like, okay, really, I'm going to do it right now. Here, all traffic. Oh, no, wait, let's do behavior, site content, all pages. Okay, and now let's change this to legacy, right? Let's like go all the way back from July to July. Whoops, whoops, whoops. All right. So when I look at a yearly total, it looks like Rock Island Arsenal is at the top. And yeah, looking good. Detroit's at the top. Belvoir. Look at that. The Fort Belvoir ID cards and deers page had more views than the Fort Belvoir homepage. That's crazy. So, I mean, guys, I think that's just important to note. You know what I mean? Like, it's things that you can try to sit here and figure out. Okay, now what am I doing wrong? What am I, you know, where am I going right? You know, just looking at all that right there. Okay, I think I have gone over all of this stuff. I talked about the thing. I talked about the demographics. Don't forget to turn them on. You're not going to see stuff for a while. Let me see if there's anything else in here. I don't think I've missed anything else. Like I said, I mean, you could delve into this all day, you know? Like, you could just keep on clicking things and go on a rabbit hole looking at all this stuff, you know? But I mean, like, look, all I did was click mail. Most of my mail you know, users are between age 25 and 34, which lines up with, well, at least that lines up with the Army population in my mind, but, you know, you guys know your population, so it's like, well, are we missing anybody? Now, again, like I said, always go to these videos right here, these Google Analytics stuff. I've bought books and stuff about analytics, but really just watching these videos are great. And it makes it really easy to like skip all the sales stuff. So, okie dokie. All right, next video, Search Console.